Okay, so here we are. It's a SmackDown after Backlash. After the first, they didn't call it a pay-per-view. They just said network special. So we begin with AJ Styles, the face that runs the place, the champ that runs the camp. Alright, nice way to start. Then the former champ. Well, the champ who says that he's here even when he's not champ shows up. John Cena. Saying that he wants to face AJ Styles for the right to see if he can tie Ric Flair. Ironically, if John Cena were to hold the U.S. title one more time, he ties Ric Flair for the amount of U.S. championships. If he holds a big belt, he ties Ric Flair. However, he's never held the IC title. If he were to hold that, then he's held pretty much every title. Except for the Universe title, but he has to go back to Raw for that one. So, he's at a really interesting part. He's also never been King of the Ring. So, he has to win that too. To have done everything. But then Ambrose comes and he's like, whoa, 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 no. I get AJ. John calls him out like the podcast. Where he's like, you've lost it, man. You've got no belly fire left. He's like, oh, I don't give a crap what you think. I don't crap what you say. Now, of course, two guys who don't get along against a heel. Man, how do you make a main event for No Mercy? A triple threat match, of course. Giant triple threat match. Like it. Like that a lot. It's good. But SmackDown needs a main event. Well, if we had a tag match, playa, what if 3 guys in the ring? AJ, you gotta find a partner. So they have AJ go through the back, and it's like, hey, Baron Corbin. Corbin's like, I'll be your opponent, not your partner. I want the title. Kane. Kane walks off. Daniel Bryan finds him a partner. I think it's James Ellsworth. He was the dude with no chin who took on Braun Strowman and had a man with 2 hands as a fighting chance. Oh yes, he comes down to the ring to be AJ Styles' partner. Which goes to prove, if you're good at your job and the crowd loves you and you're humble, dang it, you could potentially be in a tag match with AJ Styles against John Cena and Dean Ambrose. It had to be selected by Daniel Bryan to be the main event of a SmackDown. But Miz jumps in. Yes, our main event is Miz and AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose and John Cena. And it's solid. Dean, angry, pissed off, chasing Dean is one of the greatest Deans of all time. Pairing up with like kinda smug John Cena works. Of course, you got the Miz takes pinfall. Miz eats the pinfall from John Cena. John's like, we did it, Dean. He's like, that's great. Did it! I'll lay you out, John. I ain't got no friends. AJ, see they didn't want none? I'm coming for your title. And I'm gonna break you. John, if you get in my way, I'm gonna kill you. I am Dean frickin' Ambrose. Thank you. Dean won the title. He had a little bit of like, yeah, I did it. We did it. We're going to do this all together. Then he was like, Let Mohegan Sun do some gambling, wear a hat. And I was like, oh. Yeah. No, we need like anti-hero Dean. And now he's back because he lost the title. And he's pissed. Yes. Glorious. It's going to be fantastic. And keeping up some of those pieces. Orton called up Bray Wyatt. Like, alright, great. Here we go. Wyatt. Nice thing about, I gave you the option, Randy. You could have just walked away. Now I've got to destroy you. Teleport. Teleport. Eric Rowan thought they broke up, but they didn't. Cool. I'm fine with that. That works. Attack from behind, RKO. Orton stands tall. Bray Wyatt still got some tricks up his sleeve. All right, keeps the storyline going. Good. From what I've read, wrestling rumors are right about 50% of the time that Orton's still kind of not 100%, which hopefully he does get better, because I guess that the Raw I get to go to, the house show, he will take on Brock Lesnar in a SummerSlam rematch. It'd be kind of cool to see. But progressing well. I like that. Usos took on the Hype Bros and destroyed them. But Hype Bros had a nice amount of back and forth. They're making Mojo Rawley out to be the unhinged powerhouse. And it works. He had a pounce on whichever Uso was in the ring, and it looked sick. Like Monty Brown or Marcus Corvair. The pounce! Just, sick. So sick. They did a promo for Kurt Hawkins, who had to explain to my wife who he was and why it mattered. Baron Corbin took on Apollo Crews again. But the match didn't get started because it's dead. Baron Corbin was like, go back to Chikara and end up days on the outside of the ring. And then Jack Swagger comes down and says something like, I'm a Rolling Stone, you call me Jumpin' Jack Flash, and the crowd is like, we're not following you, Jack. We are gonna be trouble. Alright. Forget everything you know about Jack. Alright. You don't know Jack. Oh man, my wife looked at me, she goes, oh, this is bad. She's like, I feel sorry for him. And I was like, you'd think he'd work on some voice acting, but just get a voice coach to fix some of that stuff. He's got the physical tools. I think he tightens up his game a little. He could be really good. He's got the great collegiate accolades and all that, but his promos are poor. And I guess he's coming to SmackDown now. We lose Del Rio, then Benjamin's injured, so he gets Swagger? How does that balance the scales? At all. Miz came down and described how he's amazing and how he is still the champion. Dolph was like, hey, I want a rematch. Maryse was like, no. Daniel Bryan was like, well, yeah, it's going to happen. No, Daniel. We're renegotiating my contract right now. I'm not defending this title here or anywhere till you give in to my demands. Daniel's like, dang it. And I was like, ooh. I like the Daniel Bryan and the Miz. I like the Daniel Bryan and the Miz. Now, if Brie is pregnant, it's like, if Brie were to come back and challenge Maryse for a match, because Daniel Bryan can't wrestle, if you were going to be the wives fighting, be like, if Brie beats your wife, Maryse, in her first return match, you will defend your title in a steel cage against Dolph Ziggler or whatever. That could be a nice little mini segue. But probably ain't going to happen. One can dream. Did another tag match. Because Heath Slater, who I guess has got a shirt that says, I got kids, I need this job. Oh, that's brilliant. If you would have said, before pre-draft, yeah, man, you're going to be cheering hard for Heath Slater. People probably go, no, not Heath. Not Heathy, baby. And it's like, man, he's good. He is almost too good at his job. He hits that point where it's like he is at the Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow, give me time. I'll make it work. Whether it was getting beat down by legends, he has figured out where you give me. You give me 2 minutes, I'm gonna blow up in that 2 minutes. And people backstage probably go, he's likable. He'll do the dumb stuff, and he won't complain about it. Come over here, Heath. What are you doing? Strapping the little rocket to you. What? You getting a push. Yeah. And they'll defend the tag belt every time it's contract. Anywhere, any place at any time. And then the Ascension comes out. Okay. The Ascension. The nice thing is Slater and Rhino just as functional enough of a team that you kind of go, would they put the house in the Ascension like the first night out? No. This has got to be. They're really pounding on Slater. They blow what looks like I think it's a Yuji Naga or Uranagi. The hell of rock bottom with a jumping knee that they just missed time, so it looks really bad. The crowd lets them know. I was like, oh, it's a new move. They tried it. It's live. They were like a second off. But tagging a Rhino, and in Philly, he hits a gore. Crowd goes nuts. 1, 2, 3. Move the ice box. Beulah, they get a double wide. And Peggy Sue, you're getting a tongue. It's like Vince woke up and went, we stereotype like everyone else. Yeah. When we had Psychosis and Super Crazy, they came out on lawnmowers and stuff. We had Crime Time. What if we said like white redneck? You mean like Austin? No, not like Austin. I mean like white comedic redneck. And what if we had Rhino be like the strong guy who's just there with him? I'm like, that's... Whoever thought that must be the genius behind like Team Hell No. Take two people who are just different enough, but you go, they have the chemistry and the it factor. I like them. Paireth those, and we shall have splendor. Yay. It's good. Love it. Dig it. Great stuff. Because when you see a dysfunctional tag team that still gets it done, that makes almost any team seem legit because they've got an experience edge. Sign me up. Love it. To determine the number one contender, they're like, you know what? We got 6 women. One's got a championship. She got a decent face promo. You can tell she's still really excited, and that comes across. It's not a whole... It's like they went, here's some talking points, here's some blurbs, and she's like, yeah! This is amazing. I've got a title. It's like, she's enthusiastic, she's happy, she's adorable. I wish her the best of luck. It's just great. Right there. Right there. So they do the 5-pack challenge. I like where everyone feels just different enough. I'm perplexed by the Alexa Bliss as the Harley Quinn of the Divas, of the women's division on SmackDown. She doesn't need a squad. Okay? The random pop culture things just seem obtuse coming out of Morrow. But nice back and forth. Very, very little in the way of blown spots, which was nice. There was a rear view, which I don't think, to eat my booty should be a finisher. And David Otunga should never, ever, ever, ever compare Naomi and Nicki Minaj. Let's not. Dancers, sure. One you're trying to really push as this legitimate, amazing female athlete. The other is Nicki Minaj, who is not considered to be this amazing world-class athlete, which is what you're portraying your women as. Just quit with she's like Nicki Minaj. I get the backside reference, I do. But she's more than just that. Don't treat her as a rump. Treat her as a full person. But everyone got to look nice. Everyone got to look solid in this. There was one spot that was a kind of a hiccup, but it seemed like an awkward spot, so I could understand why there was the Naomi looking back to making sure that the spot was going to happen. But it was quick. You'll see it a bunch of Mania, but it was just fast enough. You're like, oh, iconic. I was watching really close, but solid match. Nikki is going to go for a finisher. Eats a super kick from Carmella. Carmella thrown out of the ring. Alexa Bliss, 1, 2, 3. Bliss, Lynch. I like it. I think Alexa Bliss has got some tremendous mileage when it comes to what she can do in that division. She's small. She's a firecracker. She's a stick of dynamite. It's explosive in a small package. And her facial features and expressions are on point. She keeps it tight. Those had solid matches when she first debuted, when she beat Becky Lynch on her first night out. I like it. Good. Now, of course, next week we have the return of Ava Marie from her exhaustion. We'll see how they fit her in. I like what SmackDown is doing. It's a nice, cohesive show that does simple storylines. And they make sense. You get hiccups here and there, like the Swagger bit. It was like a Titus O'Neil promo. They got some hiccups. But they're making it work.